I'd gotten to know Dr. Norton because he came back to the Wilmer meeting. He came to the Wilmer meeting every year, and he'd come down and talked at the Baltimore Ophthalmological Society a couple of times, and I was very impressed with him. And I was obviously very impressed with Lawton Smith, and meanwhile Lawton had joined the faculty down there, so I went down, talked to Ed, and he invited me down there, and that was the best decision I ever made. Well, second best. But it was those were really glorious years down there with a young bunch of faculty that had many different interests, but all of who blended together to have a great time together and get involved in many different things. And it was a real adventure for me. Then I've already thanked Dennis O'Day. I got his name down here because I do appreciate very much the chance to still be working. Otherwise I'd be unemployed. Plus it's working in a very stimulating place. I'd like to thank all of my colleagues and who have shared their patients over the years, because I've been very much involved in trying to follow up patients for various things, and they've been so nice to refer them. And I should also add that I'd like to thank the patients themselves, because many of them at their own expense often have come great distances to come back for re-examinations and all that entailed. All the many residents and fellows, a number of who are here tonight, they've made life so pleasant and so interesting for me, and it's still the main stimulus that keeps me interested in working. I've cut back to 3 days a week, but I enjoy those 3 days just as much as I've ever enjoyed anything. And that has a lot to do with the residents, fellows, and the medical students. All the photographers and the secretaries and all the other ancillary personnel that have been very important in the things that I've been interested in over the years, I express my appreciation to them, to my parents and Marge Ann's parents, who when we got married, I hadn't been to medical school, and by the time medical school came around, we needed help, and they both gave it to us, and I really very much appreciate that. And most of all, I think I'd like to thank the Lord for giving me this wonderful wife, these children. And also for giving me the tasks that I've had to do, and they have not been tasks. They've been works of love, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. I'd like to thank him also for the life of Helen Keller and others like her who've been an inspiration and a model for us to think of, not spend all of our time thinking of ourselves and what we're doing, but to be concerned for others. She's certainly a wonderful model of that. Helen Keller's name is synonymous with a struggle to overcome blindness. I'm sure each one of you in this room can remember the first time, probably when you were in grammar school, that you read about the story of Helen Keller. It's an unbelievable story. It's got to be one of the most remarkable stories in the history of mankind. Her story is remarkable not only because she overcame blindness and deafness, but by what she did with her life after she overcame it. She was a remarkable woman of great optimism and indomitable spirit. She became a gifted writer, educator, philosopher, lecturer, and world traveler. And she dedicated her entire life to the problem of deafness and blindness. I think that it's been a great pleasure for me to have participated in a little way in her quest for stamping out blindness. I've enjoyed every minute of it. I appreciate very much this award, and I appreciate very much all of you coming tonight. Thank you.